Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'll be showing you how to crochet a baby mini dress. It is an easy pattern and friendly for beginners, and for this dress it can fit for size extra small and size small. For this dress pattern, it made to measuring on the body. So in this tutorial, I also showing you how to take your own measurement and how to make it bigger and longer for any size. And for you guys that wondering what I'm wearing underneath of this dress, I only wearing a strapless bra and a boy leg shorts in beige color. So I will show you the picture of the bra and the shorts that I'm wearing underneath of this dress at the end of the video. Okay, now without further ado, let's get started. First thing first, we are start working from the bust part of the dress. To begin, make a slip knot. Then make a foundation chain by multiple of 5 chains until you reach 75 chains. And for you guys that make different size and want to make your dress more bigger, you can add more chains by multiple of 5. It means that you have to add more 5 chains and 5 chains until you got your desired length. And for the length of this 75 chains, or the length of my front bust, it is equal 14.5 inches. It's measuring from the first underneath of the underarm until it reaches the other underneath of the underarm. You can try the foundation chains on your bust and measuring the foundation chains like I show you in this video. And after you got 75 chains, or after you got your desired length, and remember, for this short foundation chains, it is just a sample showing you how to making the stitches, so you just follow the writing pattern I show in this video. And next, we are going to add 4 more chains. In total, you must have 79 chains. And next, we are going to make the V-stitch. For row 1, skip 4 chains and make the double crochet into the 5th chain from the hook. To make the double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook into the 5th loop. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you have 3 loops on your hook. Then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops again. And after you have made a double crochet, then chain 1, and next make double crochet into the same loop with the first double crochet stitch. And now you must have 2 double crochet in the same loop. Next, skip 2 chains and make double crochet into the 3rd chain. Then chain 1 and make another double crochet into the same loop. And this is what the V-stitch looks like. And next, please keep repeating this until you have 2 last chains, then I will meet you back again. And after you have made a V-stitch and have 2 last chains, then skip 1 chain and make double crochet into the last chain. And this is what the first row of the V-stitch looks like. And next, for row 2, chain 3. For chain 3, we also count it as a stitch. Then turn your work. And next, skip 2 stitches. Then make double crochet into the chain 1 space. And then chain 1 and make another double crochet into the chain 1 space the same. And now you must have 2 double crochet into the same chain 1 space. And next, skip 2 stitches and make double crochet into the next chain 1 space. Then chain 1 and make another double crochet into the chain 1 space the same. And now you must have a V-stitch in the chain 1 space. Keep repeating this until you reach the end of the row, then I will meet you back again. And after you have made a V-stitch into the last chain 1 space, and now you must have chain 4 stitch, which is the chains that we skipped. And then we are going to make a double crochet into this chain 4 stitch. You can count 3 chain and make double crochet into the 4th chain. After you have made a double crochet into this chain 4 stitch, and this is what the second row looks like. And for the next row, please keep repeating row 2 until you reach row 14, then we meet you back again. And after you repeat row 2 until you reach row 14, and for the length of these 14 rows, measuring from row 1 until row 14, it is equal 5 inches. It's measuring from the under bust until it reach the chest. If you guys want to make this bust part more bigger, you can add more rows by repeat row 2. And after you reach row 14, and for the next row, we are going to make the picot stitch as a border. To begin, continue from where your last stitch is, which is row 14. And next, for row 15, chain 1. For chain 1, we don't count it as a stitch. Then turn your work and make single crochet into the loop near chain 1. To make single crochet, insert the hook into the loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you have 2 loops on the hook. Then yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. And next, keep making single crochet into each stitch and each chain space until you got 5 stitches of single crochet. Then we'll meet you back again. And after you got 5 stitches of single crochet, then chain 3. After you got 3 chains, then make slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook. After you have made slip stitch, then keep repeating this by make 5 single crochet. And after you have made 5 single crochet, then chain 3 and make slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook. Please keep repeating this into every stitch until you reach the end of the row, then I will meet you back again. After you reach the end of the row, for this chain stitch, you can skip it. And after you have made a picot stitch, and next turn your work into the other side, and we are going to working the stitch into this width side. We are going to make the back part of the dress. To begin, furrow 1, chain 1, then make single crochet into the same loop with this last single crochet stitch. And next, make single crochet into this big loop. And then make single crochet into this small loop. Keep making single crochet into the big loop and into the small loop until you reach the end of the row. Then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, and this is what it looks like. And next, we are going to make the moss stitch. For making the moss stitch, I recommend you to make it loose, or you can switch into a bigger hook. To begin, furrow 2, chain 1. For chain 1, we don't count it as a stitch. Then turn your work and make single crochet into the loop near chain 1. After you have made a single crochet, then chain 1, skip 1 stitch and make single crochet into the next stitch. After you have made a single crochet, then keep repeating this by chain 1, skip 1 stitch and make single crochet into the next stitch. Repeat until you reach the end of the row, then I will meet you back again. And next, furrow 3, chain 1, turn your work, and then add another loose chain 1. And next, skip single crochet stitch and make single crochet into the chain 1 space. You can use stitch marker to mark at this chain space at the corner. It is where we are going to work in the stitch at the end of the row. And next, chain 1, skip single crochet stitch and make a single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Keep repeating this until you have one last stitch, then I will meet you back again. After you have made a single crochet into the last chain 1 space and still have one last stitch, then make a single crochet into this last stitch, and now you must end with 2 single crochet. And next, for row 4, chain 1, turn your work, make single crochet into the loop near chain 1. Then chain 1, skip single crochet stitch and make single crochet into the next chain 1 space. Keep repeating this until you reach the end of the row, then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the last single crochet stitch, then skip single crochet stitch and make single crochet into the chain space at the corner, as you can see. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, this small stitch row, it looks stretchy. And for the next row, please keep repeating row 3 and row 4 until you reach row 46, then I will meet you back again. And this is what the back part looks like after you reach row 46. For the measurement from row 1 until row 46, it is equal 10 inches. As you can see, this small stitch of the back part is really stretchy, and for the back part, I make it a little bit shorter than the front part because the stitches of this back part, it will stretch when you pulling or when you wearing it. So when I stretch and pull this back part, it has the same length like the front bust. So for the length of my front bust, I have 14.5 inches, and the length of my back part, I have 10 inches, and it means that this back part, it can stretch about 4 inches more. And for you guys that make bigger size, you can add more rows and try this piece around your bust. Then pull and stretch the back part to see that it can stretch and fit around your bust or not. And one more thing, you guys can make this back part the same length like the front part. If you want the dress a little bit loose at the bust part, it's optional. And next, we are going to attach this both parts together. To begin, you can find the right side of the first row of single crochet stitch. So this is the right side and this is the wrong side of the stitch. Turn this part into the wrong side of the stitch, and we are going to make single crochet both sides together. To begin, insert the hook into the corner loop of the first side, then continue pull the loop from the second side. And next, we are going to working the stitch into this big loop and this small loop like we working the first row of the back part. To begin, chain 1. Then insert the hook into the same loop where we chain 1. And continue insert the hook into the first stitch or the first loop of the second side. then yarn over, pull through both sides loop, and now you must have 2 loops on the hook, then yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. This is how we make single crochet both sides together. Keep making single crochet both sides together into each loop until you reach the end of the row. Then I will meet you back again. After you reach the end of the row, and this is what it looks like. This is the wrong side of the stitch. You can flip your work, and this is the right side of your dress. As you can see, it looks seamless. And this is what the actual bust part looks like. And next, we are going to make the ruffle part, which is the body part of the dress. To begin, continue from where your last stitch is. For row 1, chain 4. For chain 4, we don't count it as a stitch. Then we are going to make increase by make 2 treble crochet into the same loop near chain 4. To make treble or triple crochet, yarn over twice. Insert the hook into the loop. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you have 4 loops on the hook, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and now you have 3 loops on the hook, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops again, and now you still have 2 last loops, then yarn over and pull through these 2 last loops. This is how we make treble or triple crochet stitch. Then repeat this again into the same loop. And after you have made 2 treble crochet in the same loop, then repeat this into each loop or each row of the moss stitch by make 2 treble crochet into the same loop. If you guys want your dress more ruffle, you can add more stitches into the increasing stitch by make 3 or 4 stitches into the same loop and repeat into each loop. For me, I want my dress just a little bit ruffle, not too much, so I make only 2 stitches in the same loop. Keep making increase into each loop of the back part until you reach the front part. Then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the front part, and now you must reach the chain space, then make 2 treble crochet into this chain space. After you have made increase into the chain space, then make increase into this loop, which is where we make the V-stitch. And after you have made increase into the same loop with the V-stitch, and now you reach the chain 2 space, then make 2 treble crochet into this chain 2 space. Like I said, if you guys want your dress to look more ruffled, you can add more stitches into your increasing stitch by make 3 or 4 stitches into the same loop. Keep making increase into each loop until you reach the end of the row, then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, then we are going to make slip stitch into the first treble crochet stitch to connect the row. And this is what the first row of this ruffle part looks like. Next, for row 2, chain 3. For chain 3, we don't count it as a stitch. Then turn your work and make double crochet into the loop near chain 3. After you have made a double crochet, then make another double crochet into the next loop. And after you have made 2 double crochet, then chain 1, skip 1 stitch and make double crochet into the next 2 stitches. And after you have made 2 double crochet, then keep repeating this by chain 1, skip 1 stitch and make double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Repeat around until you reach the end of the row, then we meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, then chain 1, skip this last stitch and make slip stitch into the first double crochet stitch. And it's okay if you guys end with a double crochet and not end with 2 double crochet like mine. You just continue make slip stitch into the first double crochet stitch the same, because sometimes we make the amount of increasing stitch at the first row different from each other. That's why it doesn't matter at the end of the row you end with a double crochet or 2 double crochet like mine. Next, for row 3, chain 4. Turn your work and make triple crochet into this chain space that near chain 4. And next, make triple crochet into the next stitch. Keep making triple crochet into each stitch and each chain space around until you reach the end of the row, then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, then make slip stitch into the first treble crochet stitch. And for the next row, please keep repeating row 2 and row 3 until you reach row 5. As you can see on my actual dress, I have made 5 rows before I make the ruffle edges. And after you reach row 5, which is a treble crochet row, and next I'm gonna show you how to make this ruffle edge on the surface. To begin, continue from where your last stitch is. For row 6, chain 3, turn your work, and then we are going to working the stitch into this first stitch of the row below that near chain stitch. At the top part of the stitch, you can see a V shape, and we are going to make half double crochet into the back loop only. To make half double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook into the back loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, and now you have 3 loops on the hook. Then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. After you have made a half double crochet, then chain 2 and make another half double crochet into the same loop with the first half double crochet. And now you must have 2 half double crochet in the same loop. And next, chain 2 and make a half double crochet into the next back loop only. After you have made a half double crochet, then chain 2 and make another half double crochet into the same loop. And now you must have 2 half double crochet in the same back loop. Keep repeating this by chain 2 and make increase into the next back loop by make a half double crochet, then chain 2 and make another half double crochet in the same loop. Please keep repeating this into each back loop only until you reach the end of the row. Then I will meet you back again. And after you have made increase, then chain 2 and continue make slip stitch into the first half double crochet stitch. After you have made slip stitch, and this is what the ruffle edge looks like. And next, chain 1 and cut off the yarn. Then turn your work or your dress into the right side. You can flip this ruffle edge, and now you can see the front loop remain from row 6. You can attach the yarn into the loop that near chain stitch, which is near where we made slip stitch. And next, for row 7 until row 8, chain 4, we are going to make a treble crochet row. After you have made chain 4, then make treble crochet into the same loop with chain 4. Keep making treble crochet into each remaining loop around until you reach the end of the row. Then we'll meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, then continue make slip stitch into the first treble crochet stitch to connect the row. After you have made slip stitch, and this is what it looks like. And next, for row 8, we are going to make treble crochet row the same. And next, from row 9 until row 14, please repeat like row 2 and row 3. It means that you have to make one row with double crochet stitch and one row with treble crochet stitch until you reach row 14, which is a treble crochet row again. And then for row 15, we are going to make the ruffle edge on the surface again by repeat like row 6 and then chain 1 and cut off the yarn. And next, for row 16, you can attach the yarn and repeat like row 7. But for the last round for the ruffle edge, I want to make increase by make 4 treble crochet and then make increase by make 2 treble crochet into the same loop. Then repeat this around by make 4 treble crochet and then increase, 4 treble crochet and then increase, repeat around and make slip stitch at the end of the row. Remember, you only make increase at the row that near the ruffle edge on the surface. And after you have made increase, start from the next row, which is row 17. You just make a normal row of treble crochet stitch. Then row 18 until row 24, you just repeat like row 2 and row 3 again. It means that you have to make one row with double crochet stitch and one row with treble crochet stitch until you reach row 24. Then for row 25, we are going to make the ruffle edge on the surface again by repeat like row 6. And then you can chain 1 and cut off the yarn, and this is what it looks like. For the length of this dress, which is measuring from row 1 until row 25, it is equal 16.5 inches. If you guys want your dress more longer, you can add more rows and make the ruffle edge on the surface in any row that you want. And now the bottom part or the body part of the dress is done. And next, we are going to make the strap for the dress. And for you guys that make bigger size, you can try this dress on your body and use stitch marker to mark where you want to make the strap. To begin, fold the front bust into 2 pieces. You can find the part where we attach both sides together. You have to place both sides even to find the right middle part of the front bust. And then you can use stitch marker to mark at the other corner, which is the middle part of the front bust. And next, count 22 stitches of single crochet away from the stitch marker. And then use another stitch marker to mark at the 23 stitch, which is the first single crochet stitch that near this small bump. And then count the same number to the other side by count 22 stitches away from the stitch marker and use another stitch marker to mark at the 23 stitch. And for the length of this chest part, which is the length between both stitch marker, it is equal 9 inches. And next, for the back part, start count from the first row where we make the mark stitch by count 9 rows of the mark stitch and use stitch marker to mark at the 10th row. And next, for the other side, please count the same number by count 9 rows from where we attach the mark stitch with the front part and use stitch marker to mark at the 10th row. For the measurement between these both stitch marker, it is equal 5 inches. It's the measurement at the underarm part. And this is what it looks like. For both underarm part, you must have the same measurement. And next, we are going to work in the strap from the front bust and attach it into the back side of the dress. And next, I'm start working from the right strap first. To begin, attach the yarn into the 4th stitch from the stitch marker. And next, make a foundation chain by multiple of 2. So for my strap, I made 40 chains and then plus 1 more chain. In total, you must have 41 chains. It's the odd number. For you guys that make different size and want to make your strap more longer, you can add more chains by multiple of 2 and 2 until you got your desired length, and then plus one more chain to get the odd number. After you got 41 chains, and next we are going to attach this foundation chain into the back part of the dress. We are going to start working the stitch from the stitch where we mark. To begin, turn your work like this, and then continue insert the hook into the loop where we mark. Yarn over and push through all the loops. After you have made slip stitch, next for row 1, turn your work. Then make single crochet into the next chain. You can use stitch marker to mark at this first stitch, so you don't have to worry for missing the stitch. And next, chain 1, skip 1 chain and make single crochet into the next chain. After you have made a single crochet, then repeat this by chain 1, skip 1 chain and make single crochet into the next chain. Repeat until you got 4 single crochet stitches, then I will meet you back again. And after you got 4 stitches of single crochet, and next chain 1, skip 1 chain and make half double crochet into the next chain. After you have made a half double crochet, then chain 1, skip 1 chain and make half double crochet into the next chain. And now you must have 2 half double crochet stitches. And next, chain 1, skip 1 chain and make double crochet into the next chain. Keep repeating this by chain 1, skip 1 chain and make double crochet into the next chain. Keep repeating this double crochet stitch until you got 12 last chains. You guys can count 12 chains from the beginning and mark at the 12th chain. It is easy to know where to start working the new stitch. And after you have 12 last chains, or after you reach the stitch marker, then chain 1, skip 1 chain and make half double crochet into the next chain. After you have made a half double crochet, then chain 1, skip 1 chain and make half double crochet into the next chain again. And after you have made 2 half double crochet, then chain 1, skip 1 chain and make single crochet into the next chain. Keep repeating this until you reach the end of the row, then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, you must have 4 stitches of single crochet, and it's the same number like we start at the beginning of the row. We make 4 single crochet stitches and then 2 half double crochet stitches, and at the 12 last chains you must end with the same number and the same stitches too. And after you reach the end of the row, then we are going to make slip stitch into the single crochet stitch of the front bust. To begin, make slip stitch into the next stitch from row 1. After you have made slip stitch, next for row 2, turn your work. Then make single crochet into the single crochet stitch of the row below. After you have made a single crochet, then chain 1, skip chain 1 space, and make single crochet into the next single crochet stitch. Keep repeating this until you got 4 stitches of single crochet. And after you got 4 single crochet, then chain 1, skip chain 1 space, and make half double crochet into the half double crochet stitch of the row below. And then chain 1, skip chain 1 space, and make half double crochet into the half double crochet stitch of the row below. After you have made 2 half double crochet, then chain 1 and skip chain 1 space and make double crochet into the next double crochet stitch. Keep repeating this until you have 12 last stitches or until you reach the stitch marker, then I will meet you back again. And after you have 12 last stitches, then we are going to repeat the same thing like row 1 by make 2 half double crochet and then make 4 single crochet. To begin, chain 1, skip chain 1 space and make half double crochet into the half double crochet stitch of the row below. Then chain 1, skip chain 1 space and make half double crochet into the next half double crochet stitch. After you have made 2 half double crochet, then chain 1, skip chain 1 space and make single crochet into the single crochet stitch. Keep repeating this until you reach the end of the row, then I will meet you back again. And after you reach the end of the row, you must have 4 stitches of single crochet. And next, continue make slip stitch into the next loop, which is the loop of the moss stitch row. After you have made slip stitch, then turn your work. And for the next row, please keep repeating row 2 until you reach row 6, then I will meet you back again. And as you can see, the strap look from narrow to wider. For the strap, we're working from front to back, from back to front, until you got 6 rows of the strap. Then chain 1 and cut off the yarn. And this is what the strap at the back looks like. Remember, we always working from right to left. And now we are done for the right strap. And next, for the left strap, we repeat the same thing like the right strap. It's just a little bit different. So for this left side, we attach the yarn into the front part, which is the loop where we use stitch marker to mark. And after you have attached the yarn, and then continue make 41 chains. Then continue make slip stitch into the back part of the dress by make slip stitch into the 4th loop away from stitch marker. And then continue repeat the same thing like the right strap from row 1 until row 6. And now both straps are done, and this is what it looks like. For the remaining yarn, you can use darning needle to weave in into the wrong side of the dress. Okay, now your baby mini dress is done. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to click like and leave a positive comment down below. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to follow me on my social medias. And I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye bye.